What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is an interesting video. I'm sharing another post on Reddit. This one ties into a lot of the things that I've kind of talked about in game, that a lot of us have talked about in game, with frustrations. What this is it seems like some of the top tier alliances are also fed up with many things in the game. So I'm not going to sit here and ramble on about what I've talked about in the past or others have talked about in the past or what these guys are necessarily saying. I'm just going to get to the Reddit post, show you what's been responded to, and we're going to talk about it. So let's go hit it.
Bring me WolverThor!
Okay, so Reddit today. It's post by cbowser87 3 hours ago. Already got 1,000 upvotes. It says the following is a letter authored by Fate's Fury, the leader of Legion of Cabal, and the entire Legion cluster, which is a huge cluster. As the letter states, while he's the author, this was worked on by both Legion and Pants of Hulk alike, which is led by Dismal Content. And there's a picture here. We'll click on it, some edits. So let's click on this image here. What's this letter? So let's zoom in a little bit. All right, so I'm going to read this somewhat quickly, and we're going to go over what we think this says. State of Marvel Strike Force. Hello all. I want to start with a thank you for taking your time to read through this in its entirety. Introduction for the community. I am Fate's Fury and the leader of Legion of Cabal and the Legion family of alliances. While I might be the primary author of this public bulletin and message to Foxnext, this was a community collaboration for the development of this. Dismal Content, leader of Pants of Hulk, and several other of the top alliances were integral in putting this together. We set our rivalries aside as we believe this is more important. We are putting this out because the need for change is at an all-time high, and there is little to no progress in that direction for months upon months. We feel, indeed, many in the community feel that we are on the verge of a collapse. For those of you alliance leaders out there and even members, when is the last time season and rewards was what it should be? A day of rewards, excitement, and happy teammates. Instead, it's devolved into who's leaving today? Are my friends checking out? Will my alliance survive? And I'll tell you what, they're not wrong there. As a leader of an alliance, that is how it's been since basically September. Whoa, this is pretty bleak and it is sad. That is where we are, Foxnext. You did this. Attrition and throttling. Orange gear economy and red stars is completely broken. Players need a means of progress. And I can't disagree with this. Content creators did a collaboration over a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago now, trying to get red stars not to be the lottery that it is. Right now, for many vets and MSF supporting player base, it's down to a lottery system where it's thousands upon thousands of dollars for a mere chance to progress. Again, 100% accurate. RNG is not a sustainable method for progress. Accurate. The single most important resource in this game, red stars, is a lottery system and the biggest contributor to attrition. I might debate the biggest contributor, but that's splitting hairs. Orange gear as well has no real means to obtain in the quantities needed randomly or targeted. Also true. Furthermore, that gear has a huge paywall in it. True. It's more than double the cost of purple gear tier. The throttling and lack of progress is staggering. These two things alone are responsible for a huge amount of players quitting the game. New content. It is understandable that new game modes take time. That is also true. However, the pace at which anything beyond new characters corresponding event campaigns are released makes it appear as though it is neglected. Surely not everything is as time-consuming as ISO 8. I kind of see what they're doing there is they're kind of saying, hey, if you're working on ISO 8, you've got time for that, why can't we get some other stuff? Raids and challenge tiers were released at a much faster pace in the first year of release. What happened? The lack of new content is having a negative impact on both progression and interest in the game. That is very true. A lot of people are sick of not having new, fun stuff to do. New characters. They are great and they are great for excitement and possibilities of what might be achieved by them. There is not enough gold. How much have I been preaching that? Go check out that one. 24-year video. Ability mats, gear, and red stars being distributed, and it sucks the good out of the little bit of new we do get and is looked upon negatively. On top of this, it's compounded with a lack of shards available to get them to a useful level of play. People would love new character releases if they have resources in which to do something meaningful with them. And I would agree. And while what meaningful might, the definition of meaningful might be debatable, I think higher than 3 yellow stars is something meaningful. Unfortunately, they are released at such a fast pace, and the means to farm them so slow, it is near impossible for the majority of the player base to be thrilled for actual new content we do receive regularly. And that is true. My alliance has been continually complaining that they can't keep up based on gear and everything, and the cadence release is just too high. Negative progress. Stealth buffing raids leads to severe frustrations. Very true. The little progress being made is stifled. This needs to stop. Not looking for admission or comment, just stop. Fair. ISO 8, mixed bag. This has great potential. However, given history, it is thought that this will be a form of reset like Red Stars were, as well as another strangulation mechanic and paywall like all the others that exist, which is pretty much every resource in the game. It's not wrong there. I'm not sure, there's many resources in this game that aren't bottlenecks. We don't need more strangulation, we need oxygen. This idea of new content likely leads to further attrition and throttling. Many are ready to quit the day of its inception. The other side of this is I cannot think of one instance a player has quit for lack of ISO 8. Playtesting is prudent. Half-baked solutions. Revamp reward structures feeding more red star orb fragments, dupes basically. More orange gear fragments, RNG progress. Reward structure in all modes need a hard look. Milestones, raid season rewards, etc. Too many are dated. Do something about red star dupes. It is insanity. I will say that is true. The progression of red star increases is very difficult. All right, real solutions. Reward promotion credits, release Nexus campaigns, and reward more gold. I've preached about that one enough. Add characters to stores and or campaigns at the same pace as new characters are released. Tend to agree. Have a lag. 3-month lag or 4-month lag, whatever you need. October, it's been 4 months now since Ghost Rider and also were in the game. These are what's needed. An actual means to targeted progress where people can actually feel good about the effort they put in. True. Monetized solutions, promotion credits. And so this is the part I think where they're Fates and Dismal and everybody are trying to say, hey, look, we're looking after you, Foxnext, to try to make some money too here. So monetized solutions, promotion credits. They should be more available to purchase. To date, the max earned and purchased since its inception has been 1 5 red star promotion. That is pathetic. You are responsible for killing off of your own financial supporters, and these are the financial supporters obviously speaking up. Targeted progress in purchasing what is wanted or needed. Negative return rate is not an all-time high. Most offers contain items that are not needed or wanted. Some bundles make sense, but most are giving a this and a that. If you are offering premium orbs, just offer premium orbs. Endgame. Foxnext. Your frustration game design philosophy has evolved into a predatory, abusive, and repulsive dynamic that has sucked all the oxygen from the room. We can no longer breathe in this environment. What we are prepared to do and have already started. Community support for boycott, and that's a financial boycott. For boycotting meaning no spending. Enlist the aid of content creators and any other press coverage we can. We will spread this as far and wide as possible. We will boycott for an undetermined amount of time. I hope you understand what that means. It's not when we cave, it's when you do. So they're not messing around here. They're not saying they're gonna back down. They're saying, Foxnext, you've got to change. It is understood that some of what is mentioned takes time. Some of it does not take much as well. You can easily update reward structures as a show of good faith effort that you are no longer just sitting idle and that you are actively engaged to create an environment people have more joy than discontent. A boycott is easily avoidable. Will you? Before you answer that, I would like to encourage you to stop and ask yourselves, is it really so bad to make people happy via the means they all benefit from? Progress. The juice needs to be worth the squeeze, whether it's time or money. As to the proposed solutions above, they are just that. You can do better. You should do better. All right, and it actually looks like we got a response here from our community manager, Cerebro. So, and it looks pretty eloquent. So Cerebro says, thanks for the detailed write-up. We appreciate the time you put into articulating your thoughts, and we have every intention to reciprocate. The development team leadership personally read over this feedback, and I'm speaking on their behalf. In the last episode of Strike Time, the game director, John Durr, touched on a few of these subjects, including streamlining Blitz to reduce time investment, confirmation that we're working on a brand new game mode, additional challenges and campaigns that will drop certain orange gear materials, and that we significantly delayed the ISO 8 feature to incorporate feedback provided during the playtest, which is true. We were already in the process of expanding on the details discussed in that video in next week's blog. We'll also take this opportunity to amend it and address many of the topics detailed in this letter. Your input is important to the Marvel Strike Force team, and we encourage you all to continue providing us with constructive feedback. So, and then if you go back to this Reddit post here, it says that they're going to add to the list of alliances, and you can see it's growing here. Edit to text version of the letter, and then there's a bunch of fully supports. I support this without questions. Stop spending. They're confirming that's what's going on. Wakanda's also in. The developers need to pay attention to this. If the devs will be looking for new jobs in a week if the Krakens follow through on this. 6 of the top 8 are Legion or Panther Hulk. If they're behind this, that's a big thing. I'm all in for boycott. Too many red stars. More supports. A lot of work went into organizing this. Definitely the way. So anyway, it looks like people are behind this. So I just wanted to, kind of read through that. Maybe somebody's driving, etc. Couldn't read it or didn't want to read it. Would rather listen to it be read. So there's, look, there's been a lot of griping from a lot of people. I'm clearly one of them. And the stuff that I gripe about, so to speak, I always try to provide solutions. On my Discord, again, link below if you want to check it out. I typically try to post, comments in my Discord for things that I think should be improved in the game. Point is I think there is a ton of stuff that these guys make great points about. I support them. Let me say that right now. I support this. I think that while Cerebro's response is very eloquent, very articulate, I think that the changes just need to happen. It's one of those situations where if I was Fates and Legion and anybody supporting this, it's like, I hear what you say, Foxnext, but I want to see it. And unless I see it, it doesn't matter. So that's what my response would be. And I think next week's blog, I think hopefully there's some details in there. I know that for this week's Strike Time that a lot of people are upset that while John Durr did a good job of illustrating some of the things that might be coming, it wasn't necessarily giving people some specifics, which in defense of Foxnext for a second, sometimes things change, so they've got to be careful with specifics. That's totally fair. But I think that the community is looking for some actual changes in game. So I would say that, Foxnext, if you're listening to this, I'd say don't just say what you're going to do. Do what Fate said in the letter. Immediately change rewards in a raid. That's been talked about for Ultima 7 for months. And we haven't really heard anything about what's happening there. That should be an instant fix. So what do you guys think? Long video, didn't want to make it super long, but reading that out took a while. Again, I support these guys. I think you should too. You know, but have your own opinion, chat about it. I think civil discourse is good about these type of things. You know, don't name call or hate on each other for it. Let's just talk. I think everybody needs more of that. There's no need for, you know, calling people names or, you know, saying ideas are stupid, stuff like that. Let's work together to try to, you know, find a good solution here, because look, we're all in the same spot because, or we all play this game because we love it. You know, regardless of where you come from, what you believe, we all love this game, and I'm sure that the Foxnext loves this game. So Foxnext, you know, help these guys in the community out. They want change. They want to see the change. And please listen to that part of the letter from Fate's Fury. He says, show some change now. Change the rewards. You can do that pretty quick. So anyway, I know these guys are going with a hashtag or kind of a thing they want to see in game a little bit, or in Discord. If you want to show your support on this, in front of your alliance name, put FixMSF, just capital F-I-X, and then capital M, capital S, capital F in front of your alliance name. If you want to do in Discord, put the same thing at the end of your name. You know, WolverThor, FixMSF, you know, whatever your name might be. Fate's Fury, FixMSF. They really want to get people seeing this and paying attention to it. And I told them, I said, yeah, I'll tell people what your guys' message is. And truth is, I support it. And I openly support it. And I'm not going to hide behind anything to say that. You know, I'm an envoy, and I hope Foxnext respects the fact that I'm going to give my opinion and support things I believe in. I try to be fair and honest with everything, and I would hope that they respect that. So anyway, tell me what your guys' thoughts are. You know, hashtag FixMSF, or hashtag you think everything's perfect. Whatever you think it might be. And I always appreciate you guys stopping by. And until next time, let's all have a fantastic day and get MSF fixed.